Well, as you can see, we're in a brewery that is in the process of being birthed. We are in some sort of brew utero here, I think is what they say.
Utero?
Brewdero. That's what we're calling it. This is a place that is very much under construction. It is also a place that has been very much anticipated with social media. You've done a great job getting buzz going for a brewery that right now, as you can see, is just like studs and hoses and tanks. We are at Nerdspeak. This is still technically Bettendorf, right?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's a ways out of where, downtown Bettendorf is. But what's perfect is, I mean, you've got LeClaire right there. You've got Bettendorf right there. This is a really excellent location.
A hotspot.
And I was going to say that one of the things about being a nerd is you find other nerds, and when you're a craft beer head, you tend to find other craft beer heads.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
it's a very tight-knit culture,
right?
For sure, and I love that.
And people don't judge you for going overboard, right? Like if you play Dungeons and Dragons, nobody tells you you're playing too much Dungeons and Dragons. If you're somebody that loves craft beer, people don't tell you, at least other people that love craft beer,
right,
that's enough with the craft beer.
Right, exactly. There's always room for growth there, I think. I don't see any end to that, at least in the near term. So,
we are here at the very early stages, and I can't wait to see what's going on here, because you've been working at this for a couple of months now, right?
I would say even a couple of years. So, I mean, from concept to today, absolutely.
I'll have you walk me through that then.
Yeah.
How do you come up with an idea like this? How does this start?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been doing home brewing and making more and more complex batches and recipes over the years. And just as part of me, I've always been interested in having my own business. So the biggest step, I think, from going to that to actually starting working on the business plan was location. So we've been toying around it, my wife and I, for several years, and just, that'd be a good spot, or this would be a good spot to have a brewery. And then I started going to the gym that's right across the way from here. It's a CrossFit gym. And they told me about what the owner of this property is doing. And I thought it was great. I love the garage doors and the open and the industrial feel of the space. So we just said, hey, let's give it a try.
With your business plan that you mentioned, you've been working on this for years, and you're getting closer and closer every day to opening the doors. Do you think about, I mean, you're entering into the Quad City brew scene. There's already a lot of really great breweries, as you know. You go to quite a few of them. Do you think about where the hole is? Like what can you do that's different from other Quad City breweries?
So I agree. There's a lot of really good breweries in the Quad Cities. I still think there are some gaps. So one of my favorite style of beers is Belgian style beers. So the Trappist, Tripels, Saisons, and other just funky beers. So I definitely plan on having some focus on that and making some unique beers.
Which makes all the sense in the world, because there's a pretty sizable Belgian community here.
Yes, you're right.
And nobody is specializing, at least. I mean, you might see a Belgian every once in a while on tap, but you're going to have more than one.
Yeah. That's my goal, yeah. But I mean, I definitely will still have IPAs and sours and stouts and other things like that, because I love all the styles of beers, and I like what people are doing with the creativity, and I hope that I can come up with things like that too. But at the end of the day, it's also just coming up with fantastic tasting beer.
Can we kind of take a look around and kind of share your vision and explain things too, and then we'll come back in a couple months and bug you so we can do kind of a now that you can actually try something and sit down. Exactly. I can't wait to come here when there's beer. But for now, can we kind of take a look and show us what we can expect?
For sure. So we are currently standing in the bar side.
Okay.
This dividing wall here is what's going to divide the bar from the brewery. And
so
there's a big open window right here.
This is bar, and this is brewery. Bar, brewery. Okay. The space here is. We were talking before, it's not too much. It's not, you're going to feel comfortable when you're here.
It's not massive, but it's not super tight either.
Right. And I know you've got a plan for some additional seating, and we'll get to that. But this is where the bar is.
Yep.
What's going on up here?
So we call this the cloud, and it's more of a visual piece than anything. I mean, it doesn't really serve much function, but it's going to be an integral piece of the atmosphere. So you'll see on the outside of the buildings, we have what's called Corten steel, or rusty steel.
Right.
It's made to be rusty.
It's supposed to look like that.
It's supposed to look like that, exactly. So we're actually going to wrap this cloud and the bar in that same material, kind of give it that industrial feel.
Right on.
Yeah, so, and actually this ceiling area is going to be kind of like a Pac-Man grid, kind of tie into that gaming feel. And eventually we're going to put some neon lighting up there, hopefully, once things get moving a little further along. So as you can see, it's going to be an island type bar, which is actually, I think, really unique because it just gives better openness to the space.
You just don't see that at breweries, really. You don't. You never see. It's always it's always back against the wall when the brewery's behind. Here you've got the sit wherever you want island. That's very cool.
And, I mean, honestly, from almost anywhere you're sitting, you can get a nice look into the brewery.
Right.
So
that's something that you're going to encourage people to do. It looks like you're going to have big windows here. You want people to see what's going on back there.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to bust your hump making good beer, you want to get credit for it, right?
Exactly.
You should kind of show off.
Well, and it's neat. Honestly, I think the equipment is like a piece of art too. So it's very pretty to look at. I mean, they're still a little protected right now, so they're not as shiny as they will be when we open. But yeah, absolutely.
So this is the bar. Can we kind of just kind of give us a looky-loo here? This is where people are going to sit.
Seating area kind of back here. So we might have some games or something back
like
here.
Like some classic arcade game kind of thing?
Maybe pinball machine, maybe an arcade game, absolutely.
Pinball machine. And then that looks like it's going to be restrooms?
That's like the restroom area.
Okay.
Yep. And then the far corner there, that's probably the largest seating area.
Okay.
And that, if we do, any live entertainment or Rockstar Bingo or anything like that, that'll probably kind of be focused in that corner over there.
That makes sense.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're here at Nerdspeak again. They're busy working, and the longer we sit here and yak, we're keeping the crew from finishing the work. So we better wrap this up. Aaron, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to walk in the store when we can come in and enjoy your beer and the atmosphere and everything that you're working on. You're to be congratulated, man, because this was a dream you had for a long time.
Absolutely.
And you're so close to the finish line.
I'm excited and scared to death at the same time.
It's Nerdspeak in Bettendorf. It's a place that's very much under construction, but we'll be back to let you know how the beer tastes at some point down the road.
Awesome.
Cheers. Thanks, Aaron.
Cheers. Thank you.
It's something these gentlemen are calling the bar, no, not bar muta, brew muta. Damn it, the bar muta is on the other side of the river. All right, we're gonna start over again. If you're into craft beer like we are, what?
Uh-oh. Means we're starting over?
Yes.